pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, do we have any citizens comment? No? Okay, we're going to start with the discussion, the water.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council. Tonight, I have with me some members from our water department and also members really from our sewer plant. But one of the things I want to say in opening is that they work very, very hard. And the water department itself actually recently just had a water main break, and I know Councilman Johns, you stopped by to see it. It was pretty bad. The break was a cause of aging infrastructure. It happens. And they actually repair and maintain the water and the wastewater line. In repair, we were assisted by a vendor, but we were not adequately supplied, which is what I'm trying to say here. And so following that, we met in the morning, as I normally do, meet with the guys in the morning. We talked about the things that we need to have in addition to what we normally have. They put some things together, tools and clamps, and you see a list attached. We currently have a 26-inch pump, a 6-inch pump, that runs about $26,000. That's in the sewer department. I think they'll be great for a backup, but we need to have one for the water department. These are just rough budget figures. And then they need some light. It got dark. They were there literally from 3 o'clock to approximately 2:30 in the morning. And so we need a light bar that has a generator on it that they can actually add other things to it. We have some small lights, but not enough to do that. We were even using the headlights out of the trucks. That total comes to somewhere around, it's a budget figure, $35,763. As I said, I have some members here. Andreas? Pato?
I've got a question.
Lando? Yes, sir.
On that light bar, that just covers one side. Are you needing two sides?
I'll let them speak to what the light bar covers.
The light bar does come in handy. Where you put it on a section of what we're going to work on, it will light up where we have to work on. We did have lights, but they were small lights.
But don't you need two, one for each side?
It would be nice, but we're trying to keep in the budget.
Well, I know right now that if you look online or look somewhere in this area, you know, the oil crews had a lot of these lighting. And since they moved out, I mean, there was a lot of them available. So if you...
They were mostly rented ones that the oil field used. You know, not too many places. Most of theirs were rented on the oil fields.
Well,
You know, my thing is looking at this generator light bar with 7,500 hours on it. Is that diesel or gasoline light bar? I didn't see the specs on it.
That would be a diesel.
Diesel, what brand diesel? Deutz or
So, do you know Purpose Rock?
what?
Oh, that's the name of the person to contact with.
Yeah.
The brand name,
Purpose Rock.
it says United Rental.
It was
It's a light tower table, small.
Oh, y'all looking at the third page? What page are y'all looking at?
It's just that page.
Oh, okay.
No, my concern, I know you don't need one, you know, I ain't bragging about that.
Oh, it's a 2013 Magnum.
What?
It's a 2013 Magnum MOT 3060.
I would like to see y'all get something with a little less hours on it, especially if y'all gonna plug into it. It's not only the lights you don't worry about, but the generator itself.
Correct.
You know, the
Maintain
motor
it.
that powers it, so you know, I have several generators I use in my own trailers and stuff. 7,500 hours is a lot of hours. And that's not only on the motor part, but on the generator part. And that's, you know, I'd rather,
They did have some other options, Councilman. We were just going for the lowest one. And so if you could give us a budget figure of what you're thinking about, something in the range of the $5,000 or the $6,000, so we can find one with less hours. But that was some of the things we found with the used equipment, is we're trying to find what's best.
How much does a new one cost?
A new one is about $15,000, brand new.
Can we afford it?
Well, we have elections.
It's just that we
It's a lot
have,
of money. If
We
we
just
don't
spent
put money
that money.
away, you
we
won't.
have a lot of things that we need. It's not like this is something they would use every day, and so we want to get.
But it's a
most-
necessity. You never know when you
It
get on a water
is a
break.
necessity. Again, I was out there until after 10 o'clock myself. I couldn't see what we're looking for is a budget number. We can come back and say, we can fit these things above and beyond. This is in addition to
I would
what they
say
already have.
we could go in between, let's say, 8 to 10,000.
And if you give us those ranges, we can stay within that parameter. Is that correct?
You know, 8 to 10,000, but I think that we need two, because what, I've worked with those lights. Whenever you're working on this side, if you have the lights coming down on this side, you're gonna be shadowing. You're not gonna be able to see what you're actually working on unless you have another one on the other side.
And the uniqueness of this is that it allows us to plug other things in. Ricky's department has some equipment that's Plan B, so if we need additional lighting, we can use him. He has some smaller tower lights, but it's not what we need, and this is to light up. They were in a hole, Hudson was literally up to his neck in water, and it was lit.
Yeah. Well, we need to get the things that keep our guys safe and being able to work. So we should put a monetary value on something like
So if you'd
that.
like to give me some budgetary numbers, we can come back and some firm numbers. This is for budgetary. I wanted to say I wasn't just pulling these.
I'd say 10,000,
numbers out of my
I
life.
don't know.
So if we're looking at the
For each
tools
one?
and- We're looking at the tools and clamps. Those are different things. And I believe you used 2 or 3 clamps that night.
We used,
And why we use four?
on C Street, we had a major leak there on C Street, and we used 4 clamps just on that one, due to a cast iron pipe, and that pipe was old. And every time we put a clamp and tighten the clamp, the crackers kept on continuing going until we stopped it. But we had to use 4 clamps, and those 4 clamps, they are expensive.
Is that the same, is that on Fourth and Fifth and C Street? Is that corner right there?
Yes.
For Bauman's grocery
Yes.
store? Because I noticed that even the, where the water, the brick, where the water, that was broken. Was it broken because of because y'all were working there? You know where the water, the drainage?
I don't think it was us. I don't
Is that-
believe so.
I saw that it was broken.
And
Because I've
that's
seen
another
it.
thing that we need to start looking at. If there's other companies that worked there prior, they're damaging a lot of our stuff and it's not showing up till later, so.
That's our meeting for tomorrow with the city attorney and Spectrum. But tonight, we just need to have a budgetary figure. They wouldn't not say that these are the clamps they need, so they're at about 6,400. If you want to give me a number, if you're comfortable with the 6,400 for the tools and the clamps, you let me know. I've got a list attached for that. The barcode, we actually have the same one similar to what we had for the sewer plant, somewhere around $26,000 or $27,000. The light bar, I think you're saying 8 to 10. We just need to know so Connie can put it into the budget.
Currently, we have in a budget 50,000, so if you want to do in addition to,
Yeah.
and then you can.
Well, I think we should go see what happened. Spectrum and the other companies depleted all our budget, so
Yes.
until something comes about, we'll be all right. But I would take it to the maximum, whatever, if we have 50,000, go ahead and go with the 50,000, so that we
But
can
Council,
get
I'm
2 lights.
asking in addition.
Oh,
I have 50 already. I'm asking in addition to the 50 I already have in there.
okay. Yeah, well, that's, I mean, whatever we need, we need.
How will y'all be checking this used equipment out? We have Eli.
Eli's the one that's checking on everything. And also Andres will be attending with Eli just to be sure everything's on the up and up.
Will you be looking at something with maybe a couple thousand hours on it or something like that?
Yeah, less than what it is now, yes.
The newer
Unless we can get a new one.
The newer ones, you know, they have the LED lights.
Right.
That cuts down a lot of your glare on your blinding. So you don't make, you know, instead of buying 2, sometimes you get away with an LED light setup. It's a lot different
We're
light.
looking into it more than,
Doesn't shadow.
we
Doesn't
would
shadow.
like to have those lights that are the small lights that you saw that night.
Plus with the generator, you know, the generator on, you know, smaller light stands.
Right.
Because I saw what y'all were up against, stuff, you know, you gotta see it.
And these clamps and the tools, we do use them every other day.
Yeah.
And knowing that all these companies are here, besides B. Robinson, besides BCom and B. Robinson, the gas company, Global Network, Quest, MG. There's a lot of companies here. And yes, they are hitting things. You know, if it's not water lines, it's not water service, it's sewer service. And we can't tell about sewer service until a week later, until the customer has a problem. And we dig it up, and there you go, there's a cable there.
Mr. Nisa?
Okay, on generators, electric generators direct, you can buy brand new ones for $7,200 to $14,299 a month. That's brand new factory direct plus shipping. So if you go on electric generators, you guys know what you need. They're all four canister lights, all LEDs, all brand new stuff. So you were saying 10,000 give them, or what you?
I said whatever it costs to get two of them for each side, and it's, you know, like the other day they had 4 breakages, one after the other. So say if they were in the evening one, you only gotta be able to stop one leak because you only have lights for one.
Well,
You know what?
the Mitsubishi diesel engine one, you get 10,599, and then the Kubota one is 14,299, and then Link Tower, which is the smallest one, which is a 110-volt operation, doesn't have 220 to it, you can get for 7,299. So you need to figure out, do you need 220 or 110? They all have 4 lights, so I would go there and look, get 2 of them, you know. Mitsubishi, 11,000 each.
What KW?
Huh?
What KW generator is that?
6 kW, 6 kW, 6 kW. Well, they're all 6 kW.
Oh, 6 kW.
Yeah, well, except for the one that's 7,295, since that is strictly the 120 volt operation. That one is not.
This will have 220 in it.
Huh?
This will have 220.
No, this is only says
There's 4 110s.
4 110s. And so the $10,599 is a 6 kW Mitsubishi engine, diesel, automatic mast, and it is 4 lights, all LEDs.
I've got a question.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Ms. Turner, this number 35,000, that's an additional over the 50,000?
Yes, sir, that's what we're asking. That's why we wanted to give you some outline of what we're talking about in addition to what we already have to do. So, and we did exceed the budget this year, at least because of what they mentioned in reference to BCOM, Spectrum, and all the different contracts that we have. So
Well,
what we're asking for that is an additional. We can bring back and let you know what you purchased. We want to say we're in the right realm. If you're
Well,
going to
what-
10,000, then I need to adjust that number.
One of the things is the clamps. They use a lot of the clamps. So, 8, how many were you asking for? 8? 6?
We use these clamps every day.
No, I understand that, but see, you don't have enough of them.
Correct. We order what we need, but when something happens, we do get help from other people.
Is that far
Far
from that
from-
pump 6, that
Yes.
brand new one?
That's one that we have right now in the sewer plant that they borrowed that night. That was a very large one that you heard, Councilman Johnson heard in that city, but that is for the sewer. And so what we're saying is that we went to the sewer, we should have that extra pump as a plan B, but the first line of defense, it should be the water department.
So we could get actually a 4-inch sludge pump for the sewer that probably work everything you need out in the field.
Actually, I think, Lalo, you want to explain to me the pneumatic pump that you were looking at? The pneumatic pump? You want to come explain?
Wait a minute, I need to ask, but we can't use the sewer with the regular water, right, because that's.
No, that's why we want to.
No, that's
But when we
contamination.
used it, it wasn't, it was still brand new, nothing was wrong with it. But now, yes, we can't use it, now that's it, the sewer.
Okay, yeah, so we definitely need to
Because
get.
you're right about cross-contamination, that's why only in case of emergency would we have to use the sewer in case I'm flooding and I can't get out. But we need to have water to be our first line. And then it stops when it gets to a certain level, and you want to explain to me what the pneumatic pump?
Yeah, this a hydraulic pump that is 3-inch. That pump, they pump the water. No matter this little bit, they pump it because the one we have, there's gotta be there all the time water, full, the whole. And that one, the one I installed in live, that's a good pump, but that costs, that's pretty expensive too. But it's only 3-inch. Like
It
We need to be-
more suction.
At 6 in?
It needs more suction.
yeah. Yeah, it's good for like
Yeah.
regular
Yes,
sick,
you won't
not
draw-
like for
You
the
won't
Friday.
draw up very, very far.
Yeah, for the Friday, we needed like six inches.
That take a different impeller type pump or more positive displacement.
Yeah,
But what do you use it for, the sewer or using it for the water?
for the water.
So you don't need a sludge pump, and you can just get a straight propeller or a turbine pump.
Okay, let's get.
Correct, because we're gonna have the sewer later on, and sewer is coming out with this wonderful vacuum thing that you all voted for, and he'll be
Well,
bringing
that's
back.
totally
So-
different, but we need a water pump, so we don't have to get a sludge pump.
Okay, you wanna speak to that?
Yeah, they were looking into purchasing the 6-inch trailer mounted pump so they can pull out large amounts. The smaller hydraulic pump that he's talking about is a 3-inch. That's to catch everything at the bottom. The 6-inch will lose suction. It's going to lose prime, pulling air. The hydraulic will not lose suction. It'll continue to pump the very last foot of water. The 6-inch line, of course, at 6 inches, once it hits the top of that and it starts pulling air, we're going to stop losing
So
pumping capacity.
what are you looking for?
They're gonna look into getting a small hydraulic 3-inch, so that way they can pull out the very bottom of it. The large 6-inch is to pull out the majority of everything else. The last little bit they need to work is the 3-inch pump that would help them get that last out. Yes, they're gonna need two, one major for big breaks, and then one so they can get the very stuff at the very bottom, the last 6 inches of water that the large pump will start pulling suction. It'll start pulling air and lose prime.
So the 3-inch pump does not have to be a trailer mounted, that can just be
Yes.
ride along pickup.
Yes, they have several different kinds. I know this is just one of the prices just because this was so recent. There's different kinds. I think we have a couple quoted. You can hook up the hydraulics to either your backhoe or a bobcat, something small. There's different kinds that will not lose prime. They will not lose suction if they're pulling in air. And that's mainly what they're looking for. It's just the hydraulics are pretty dependable pumps.
And that's 26,000? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
The 6-inch pump.
How much is a 3-inch hydraulic?
With several prices we got, I think they were close to around between 2,000 and 4,000. That's just a basic general quote. We weren't able to get as many quotes as we wanted just because this happened Friday. There's different prices, they vary.
So 30,000, you get both pumps.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's about an 8 horsepower, 3-inch pump.
Yeah, and they vary on the horsepower and the size depending on what type of pump you need. But they definitely need something to get that last bit out.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, definitely. That's when y'all start y'all's work.
Yes, and then I think in total 35 included with the generator and the lights. Of course, that was the lesser 7,000, lesser quality.
Had to be
Like,
something, maybe like a Honda engine, because I think some of the pumps y'all got some oddball motors on them.
Mhm.
You know, that
Yes, the
you
Honda
get what you
ones.
pay for.
Yeah,
You know, you get a good Honda or something, they're better quality. But then if you buy something from Northern with, different
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about under.
So y'all need us to approve like 40,000
I
extra?
think 40 would work on top of whatever's happening, and then I believe, Connie, that's what you're saying about approximately 40 from your calculations? Or roughly 40 on top. Now, reference to can we afford it, this is the water department, actually their fund is healthy. They shouldn't have any problem being able to do that. So we're hoping that you can approve that on top of it.
The 40,000, that would cover clamps, everything.
Clamps, tools, even something as simple as they needed rope and they used chains, because they had to haul out some of that. And it was concrete asbestos pipe that found a hairline fracture. And so it was dark, but as they were trying to adjust the clamps, it just kept folding, they had to keep cutting it off. And that's what they used, 3 clamps on one, fold another. We will have to come back long-term, gentlemen. That was just a bendy fix. We're going to have to address long-term of how we're going to replace some of that line, because that whole intersection would go, but we were able to maintain that.
Was that the same pipe that runs down Hospital Boulevard? 'Cause they have, it's the same one coming up Hospital Boulevard is what broke in front of Decent Animal Hospital.
Yes.
So that's,
So it just
Okay.
broke by itself or?
Yes, that one, sí, es que está un pipe. Like, this one, Animal Hospital is a AC pipe. Those are different pipes.
So
do I understand
No,
correctly?
go ahead, Mr. Lisa.
Okay, I said of 26,000 for that bark road, I'm looking between Dayton and Honda and Kohler. You can get them anywhere between 8,999 Northern Tools to KG Power Equipment, which everybody knows KG.
For the 6-inch pumps?
For 6-inch pumps, it says right here, Kohler 17,126, and then the self-priming IDT for Northern is 9, then from the Honda V pump, which is 9,500, and that's 60,000 gallons per minute. That's a 6-inch port. So you have
Yeah, we were quoting the same one that was there. That
but
had
if we
already
do
put
some
on.
research where we can keep it in your budget, you can, 26,000, you can buy your 4-inch and your 6-inch if you do a little research.
Yes, the actual pump itself, I believe came out to around 22,000, and it is a Gorman Rupp, which is a high quality pump.
Right.
The 22,000 was just the pump itself. The additional 5,000 to 6,000 range is for the DOT regulated trailer that has to go with the pump.
Oh, these come with the trailers from KG Power Equipment. Oh, darn it, what'd you do that for? That come with KG, that come with the trailer for the 17,000 government.
But what he's saying is, you're comparing a
I'm
lower
comparing-
brand to a higher brand, that's what, so if we get a medium brand, we probably could get a.
Yeah, and
Well,
the,
KG Power is not a low brand, it's a high powered brand. Yeah. Then the Honda, everybody knows Honda was
Yeah,
a
Honda's
trailer.
good.
But that one there is a gas engine, V6 V4 gas engine for 9,000, but we want a diesel.
yes, we can look into them, and there's different varies, but the Gorman Rupp will allow you to pass, I believe, up to 3-inch solids. It may not necessarily need a trash pump, but once you get into the mud and the grit and the rocks that are all in there, the Gorman Rupp does stand out above the rest. It is a cheaper version just because the Barco, they build the pumps themselves. If we were to price this out, let's say Odessa pumps or precision pumps, a pump that on a DOT trailer could run us easily around 30 to 40,000.
Well, this KG Power Systems, which everybody should know, this is on a DOT trailer, it's a 6-inch diesel. Plus it has a 110 generator on it coming out. And it's a sludge pump, pump rocks, mud, sewage, not meant for water.
Yeah, and we'll definitely look into it. I mean, there's other options here. It's just this was so recent. We're going with stuff we've worked with before, and of course the Gorman Rupp that we do have for the treatment plant was designed and really has helped us out with sludge and heavy solids.
That's just transfer pump.
Yes, it's basically all it is a transfer pump.
And
We're open to look into different
Yeah, KG
areas.
Power I'd go into, because that's a big company.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Mr. Juan.
I have a question and a discussion and comment here. Let's give them their amount and let them decide what is best for the city, for their trade. I know we're trying to help, but we're not always there every day, every night. So let's give them the amount and let's move on, because, we can be here 2 hours,
Well,
just
Councilman
discussing what's up.
and the council, Mayor Pro Tem, I really appreciate you taking the time to go through it. These guys worked really hard. And again, I was just standing by, actually serving them pizza. They were there, and Senor Ponte was literally up to his neck in water, and I cannot thank them enough for all their hard work and effort. So thank you so much for that. As we move on, Mayor Pro Tem,
No,
is that
hold
okay?
on. I need to know,
Amount.
so you all agree,
On the 40?
40,000
40,000.
additional
Yes.
to the 50?
Yes.
So that will be a total of 90,000?
Yes.
All right.
As you see for the mission statement, if you can turn to the next page, the mission statement, they maintain the water distribution and the wastewater collection system within the city limits of the city of Floresville. And to ensure that we're in compliance with the state requirements, which is TCEQ. This department also reads and monitors residential and commercial water meters for the water system as well. So some of their goals, because it's just to try to be proactive on the water and wastewater repairs and maintenance throughout the city. To assist with the USDA water meter installation, which will start probably in next week or so. To assist in making the repairs caused by Spectrum and anybody else you want to name, how much you say, etc. We are meeting with the attorney tomorrow and their attorney tomorrow, and to address any work orders in a timely manner. And so we're going to be having work orders in the system for them to be able to answer so that we can get some reports. Their budget is actually on page 1 of your budget. Again, this is, I'll use Mayor Pro Tem's language. It's a healthy budget. They have pretty much stayed within line, other than that they went over due to all the breaks that we didn't foresee and couldn't budget for. They worked very hard on their overtime. Mostly it's on call, but it's usually due to breaks. And we do see that that should slow down and be reflected in the next budget. We will talk about revenue for Little Rock. The water revenue is up. Connie, can you speak to the water revenue on page 1? Page 1 of your budget. I'm sorry, Councilman. Would you like to see mine?
It's okay. No, it's cool.
The water revenue is up this year. Go ahead, Connie.
Yes, the reason why the revenue has been going up is because of the rate studies that Raul does to collect enough revenue for us to go ahead and pay the debt on the USDA loans. But so far, we have calculated an estimated on resident sales for water, 1,200,000, 450,000 for water commercial, and penalties for penalties is 40,000. That usually varies depending on the people and how much money they have and how fast they pay the bill. If they don't pay the bill fast enough, then they usually pay a penalty on it. But pretty much what we anticipate to have for revenues on the water department is 1,773,100.
Now, we put some things in place to help address the penalties. For example, you can pay your water online. We're also collecting our cell phones so that we can send a wonderful notice to remind people to pay before it's late. Effective as of October 1, as we presented in the previous workshop, we'll be having 2 nights that'll be open late. Those are the nights such as around the 10th. It doesn't always fall nice and pretty, but the 10th we'll be staying open. Whatever day it is that we have, that's the last day you can pay before penalties, we'll be open to 7 o'clock. On the last day before cutoffs, on that day, which is around the 20th or 21st, we'll be open late on that night at 7 o'clock, just a drive-through, to allow people to pay. And then we're going to be offering Saturday hours, 8 to 4, the same schedule that we have as a dump, to allow people to come and pay.
8 in the morning till 4.
8 to 12, I'm sorry.
8 to 12.
8 to 12, and the same as a dump. So it'll just be the drive-through that allow people to come and pay.
Go ahead, Mr. Lee.
Okay, so what you just quoted is not this year what you're expecting to get, this next year.
What is anticipated for next year?
Right now, as of August 31st, you're already at 1.5 million. And so we're already 200,000 above what we estimated for this year. So we'll probably be close to 300. So we'll be real close to this 177 next year too.
Yes.
So that would be about the same max out? Or do you think that should increase since you're fixing all the meters and finding?
Well, we can't
guesstimate it.
I don't have any numbers to do that. You're right, Councilman. Thank you for the lead-in. The smart meters will probably have more accuracy on what we're doing. We now have 2 water meters that take them over 2 weeks to do so. And then by the time they figure it all out and go back, it's time to do it again. And so with the smart meters, we'll have it a lot faster. I can't wait till we get those numbers, and we'll be better off. Even after we get 3 months, we can project it going forward, but right now I have no. But our accuracy will be a lot better. We will definitely have some people whose meters have been frozen. We'll be able to address those.
It's going to work both ways too, because there's people that have leaks that don't know they have leaks.
Correct.
And once they fix that,
So once they fix the,
it'll balance out, you know.
well, we'll see. I don't see it skyrocketing, but we didn't want to put any pen to paper. I have no numbers to go
So
for.
you just put the safe number we have this year, what we're looking for.
Correct.
Cool, all right.
Connie likes to live in the safe zone, so
Well,
yes.
yeah, I just was trying to follow her, what she said, what she was estimating for this year, what we're talking about, is what Jill's talking about next year.
Yes, and we should make those numbers without a problem.
Good.
Okay, and so those are the things we're trying to do. We're trying to do this goals and objective. We'll come back and look at those again next year. But if you turn to page 2, basically the thing that was out of whack